As you look at the West right now, and even setting aside to the extent that we can, the turmoil for the Nuggets and the Grizzlies here, is this a clean path in your mind for the Thunder to run straight through to the NBA Finals? Or is there somebody based on the moves the Lakers have gotten, if everybody's healthy, based on, the Timberwolves seem to be putting it together and then deliver an absolute flat performance last night. Who, if anyone, can actually challenge the Thunder in the West?
Well, Tom, it goes back to this experience that we're talking about because the Lakers have it, the Nuggets have it, the Warriors have it. With who they already had and then who they added and what they've looked like since. So you start with those teams, and then the Clippers have it certainly with Kawhi and with Ty Lue. In terms of championship experience. So you look there, and then like you mentioned, the Timberwolves are finally seem to be putting it together. So whereas in the East, you're almost exclusively talking about Cleveland and Boston. The conversation seems to be much more wide open in the West, and I think that's funny because I'm engaging in it too, obviously. But then every single time I watch the Thunder, I come away thinking, wow, that team is so good and so deep. So I do really like the Thunder. I think they are the best team in the West. I think they're the most talented team in the West. They've done it right all year long. It's just going to come down to, does their style of play and their lack of experience in those final two rounds, the conference finals and the finals, will that come back to get them? Because otherwise it shouldn't. They are the best team in the West.
You mentioned Golden State in there, and obviously they've got guys there. They've got a coach who have been there before. Where do they stand in this entire thing? Again, knowing based on the variance of these final 5 games, the Warriors could be in a spot where, they're the 6th and they're facing the Lakers, or they could even be in a play-in scenario.
Right. I think the goal in San Francisco all along has just been to avoid the play-in. So they're going to play their guys until they have that part wrapped up. And things are so tight in the West right now that the only things that are settled are first and second place. Right now the Lakers are third, but they have to win to clinch a playoff spot. So they could end up theoretically in a play-in. And it goes all the way down the list. So the Warriors are on track to do what they had set out to do when they made the Jimmy trade. Things have looked so much better there. They're 7th in the NBA in defense, or at least they were the last time I checked a couple days ago. In fact, I'm sure they are because the Cavs were 8th and they haven't been very good on that side of the ball lately. They're better than they have been defensively. Jimmy's presence has given Steph some breathing room. He seems rejuvenated, and Draymond Green, it's funny. He gets on his podcast and he says, well, I would like to be Defensive Player of the Year again. And it's almost like him saying that is what brought the eyeballs to his candidacy. But then if you actually take a look at it, the Warriors are 7th in defense, and they don't really have a traditional center. So he is their defensive anchor, and they do seem to play well on that side of the ball when he's there. So I'm not sure he's going to win the award, but he's at his age to be in the conversation is awesome.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.